Hi, and welcome to Messages from Above and Beyond. I'm April Fezzik, and this is Lori Dborka. Sorry if I said it right.
That's okay.
I've been having a hard time saying her name all morning, but we'll just roll with it.
Exactly.
So today we wanted to bring Lori on because she has a unique impression about alternative modalities, alternative practices. She has been interested in this for a while, so we wanted to give her a unique take on how she got into this. So the first question I want to ask you is, how did you get interested in alternative?
I just have a fascination with psychics, mediums, readings. I've had a lady read me numerous times before over the years, and I've got all the books at home. I'm just a real huge believer in that there is an afterlife after we are not here anymore, after we pass on. So, big believer, let me tell you.
And have you ever had a reading before?
I've had a reading, yeah. I've had a reading with another lady years ago, but I haven't had one for a long, long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how did your reading go?
It went well. Like, it's fascinating what people with your gift can see. And it went really well. Like, I'm a big believer. Like, you'll never, I'm not a non-believer. So yeah, it went well.
Did she do a life reading or a mediumship reading?
She did a life reading. She did a mediumship reading with the cards that you have here on the table, the crystal ball. Yeah, I've had those.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So the first time I ever met Lori, I've never had a reading with her until today. I met her at Tanya Thomas's event. And how did you get connected to that?
Oh gosh, geez, Tanya Thomas was on Facebook, and then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna message her, and I'd like to get a reading. And then I didn't know that you were in Yorkton doing readings, and I said to my son Dylan, who's a believer also, that we have to go to this show. And when I went to that show last year, it was just phenomenal. Like, the back of my hair stood up on my neck. Like, honestly, if you have to sit in the show, and you will never ever doubt anybody. Yeah, she's wonderful, Tanya.
Oh, she is.
Oh, you
Tanya,
too.
thank you.
You too. Oh, yes.
Tanya Thomas is a medium from Ontario, and I'm also from Ontario. Okay. I connected with her when I was in my hometown. Someone said, oh, there's this medium, and I was like, oh, very interested in meeting her because I always like to learn and introduce myself to other people and see how they do things, because everyone does it differently. So I connected with Tanya, and she said, well, I'm coming out that way, let's do a show. So she invited me on stage with her. I have never done an on-stage reading ever, and I was pregnant at the time. She invited me on, and she's like, just roll with it. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was fun.
It was a good night. It was a good night, and you did great.
Thank you.
You rolled right in there. Oh, Tanya's amazing.
She's great. If you guys ever can Google her,
Yep.
She's great in the sense that she has a very witty sense of humor.
Yep.
And when she pulls the spirit exactly what their sense of humor is. So if somebody swears, she'll swear.
Yep.
If someone's cranky, she'll be cranky. It's really quite cool because she gets their personality right down to a T. When I pull my messages, I'm always more concerned about the message, and I just kind of find that I just pull the message more so than their personality. I explain their personality, but I actually don't shift into it. But Tanya, when she's on stage, she shifts into it, so it's really remarkable.
You think she's actually that person.
Yes.
She fits right into that person that she's trying to read, you know, from the other side. Oh, gosh.
And hopefully we'll be bringing her back into Yorkton to do another show soon. We don't know yet, but it's on the horizon one day.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to ask is, have you ever had a healing?
No.
No. Oh, you're a newbie healer.
I'm a newbie healer.
Okay.
Okay.
So at the end of every show, we always like to do a healing. And so with her, we're probably going to do a hands-on healing, and I'll describe it and explain it as we go along so that she can get an experience of it. And then she'll explain it for you so that you get an understanding of what she's experiencing. So to start, I always like to explain how I do things because she's a new client. We are going to do the angel stones for readings, and she'll hang on to it and read it. We may or may not do the angel cards, but I always listen and see whatever comes up, and we'll roll with it. And then after that, We'll do the mediumship, we'll do the healing, and then from there, we'll do a little bit of commentary at the end before the show is done. So the difference between an in-person reading and an on-camera reading, because this is the first time being on camera, is the fact that we set the intention that nothing really intimate will come out, okay? Because we don't want personal stuff to be aired. The difference for me when I do readings in person is the fact that I let you kind of lead it with me so that you get all the questions answered. If you have questions, I'm always like, okay, do you have questions? Do you have questions? That's big to me. But on air, we just we do both. Okay. But it's not so, it's more of getting all that information out. But in person, I find it's more intimate. It's more catered towards where you want to lead it, how it's supposed to come out. And I never have set rules on it when we're there, because if you need time to cry or laugh or whatever, because that's how you're healing, then we allow that to roll out. So on camera, though, it's a little bit different because we're not all about getting into those really intimate places of getting that information out. But we still get all that information out that you need to know. It's just not that deep.
Okay.
So these angel rocks are the rocks that the angels asked me to pick up. Each one is actually for one person. It is really cool. So when you look through it, you will pick a rock that calls to you, and that's your rock, and you get to keep it and take it home. Okay. You'll hang on to it, and at the end of the reading, just before we do the healing, remind me that it's in your hand, and I'll read it. And by it being in her hand, it's actually like psychometry. Her energy's going into it. It's taking something negative out of her and putting in something positive. The angels are helping to facilitate a healing with the stone. And it's funny because it will get warm with you, but when I read it, it'll get cold. Oh, wow. And you'll find it could tingle your hand and stuff like that. Okay. And then at the end, once I read it, I'll read all the information on the rock, which is psychometry, and then it will tell you where the rock needs to stay, which works for you. Okay. So pick through it. Okay. Now, the other thing I like to talk about is sometimes I use plain deck cards. They're just tools to be able to help focus and get myself out of my head for the reading. Other times I'll do these cards, which kind of have a little bit of information, but it's like a whole story in here that we pull out. So when I do readings, I don't just read the card, because anybody can do that. It's like, you should express yourself individually. That's not how I do it. I read the whole card. What it is when the angels come through with information, they're pulling things out of the card and giving me more information. So once again, it's just a tool. I can just listen and the information just comes through, but these are tools, and they're also fun for the client to look at things. And then these are just holographic cards where there's no real information on here, and it's just, once again, just allowing your gaze to focus to allow the information to come through. It's more of getting out of your brain to listen. So there's a lot of different tools out there that a lot of different mediums use. So I always like to have them on the show because sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. Some people also use crystals. And so every show, if you're a regular tune-in, I do like to explain this because sometimes new people tune in and they're not quite sure why I have this stuff set up. So we're going to start into the reading, and I'll just take 1 second to ground myself. And what that means is I'm literally getting out of my head and getting into my heart space and allowing the information to come through. And a lot of us are so gifted, we just hear messages all the time, but because we're stuck in our head, we don't hear the messages. And that's why when you're in your heart space and you allow the information to come through there, you know that it's love and light, it's accurate, it's truthful, it's not your own fears talking to you. Okay. And I know I always smile whenever I get to that spot because what it is my heart is opening. And I know we rush around so much throughout our day. We get so stuck in our head. We're thinking of our thoughts, or thinking of our future, we're thinking of our worries, or we have to be someplace. And we get so stuck in our head that we forget about getting into our heart space. And I always smile when I get grounded because it's like, oh, okay, I have nothing to worry about now. Okay, everything's okay. It's gonna be okay. And that's the hamster in the wheel we all get stuck on. And so a lot of people who are gifted, the reason why they don't hear that well is because they're stuck up in here, which blocks everything from coming through. So the first thing that's coming through is you're very busy. And there's a lot of stuff going on in your life. You kind of run around a lot, it seems, throughout the days. Even if you're at home just doing things at home, you're literally just running around. And everything is about everybody else in your life. You're always putting other people first. You worry a lot about other people. You're worried about their health. You want everyone to be okay. You want everyone to be fed, everyone to be happy. Like, that's how you spend a lot of your days. It's just, well, I got to make sure you're okay, and you're okay, and you're okay. And the angels are like, well, what about you? You always put yourself last on that back burner, and you get really tired at the end of the day, they're saying, almost burnt out to the point, because you're using up all your resources for everybody else. And they're saying there's a lot always going on in your life. It's never really quite quiet. There's like one thing after another after another. And they're saying if you could have a whole week off, you could just lie in bed and go to sleep right now, they're saying.
That's right. That is correct.
The other thing that they wanted to let you know is you spin a lot in your brain. It's those swirling thoughts. You have a lot of fears. You're always kind of worried about your future. Money, affordability. You want more things for your family and for your kids, for your life. It sounds like a partner. There's things about a partner coming in there. All those things are kind of swirling around in your head all the time. And they're saying, we hear you. We understand what you want. We're trying to help you. You just have a lot of fears that they're trying to heal you right now. They're saying, how do you say that? The forefront of almost all your thoughts is fear. You're always worried about people and things and your future, and you want more than what you have. And it's almost like you feel remorseful in a sense that you don't have enough. So they're saying, don't worry, money is coming. They say, we know it's been a little bit tight, but it is coming. It's going to get better soon. Coming up into the new year, things are going to get a little bit lighter. Okay. There's going to be a little bit of bump in the road going into November around there. It's a health issue with someone, not to be concerned about. They're just letting you know. You kind of have an idea who they're talking about. It will get a little bit better, and then things are going to get a lot easier on the purse strings. You're actually going to do a little bit of traveling, coming outside of where you're living. Grocery shopping, they're saying too, you're going to be able to go out and buy those few things that you've been wanting on your list.
Yes.
And you're going to be able to spoil yourself, they're saying, which is something you never do.
I never do. No, that's right. I never do.
Let's see what else they're saying.
I hope they're saying about a move.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Your youngest son, they're saying son, youngest, okay. You always want what's best for him. You want to make sure he's okay, and he's gifted, and you know that, and he's very talented.
Yes.
He'll do well. You've done well raising him.
Yes.
You've done a great job. You've been there every step of the way, and he supports you too. It's a really great team you guys have.
We are.
He's been struggling a little bit with school, just not quite understanding a few things. It sounds like there's something with the teacher going on there, a little bit of bullying, just a little bit. He kind of closes up when he comes home. He gets tired and kind of keeps quiet about it because he doesn't want to offload on you. They're saying just keep the communication with him going. That's important for him. And because he's so intuitive and gifted, he reads people, he reads things, even like spirits. I don't know so much anymore, but they're saying back then he definitely had the gift for spirits. Definitely, jabbered to them, talked to them. He's definitely one of a kind, and if he could have any kind of training going in the future, he'd be an amazing healer. He's so gifted. That's why he's really good at working with you. You notice he can kind of read you. He knows when you need things, and he's preventative. It's like before you need something, he's right there. Mom, can I get you this? You're like, yeah, I could.
He's worked with abused animals too. Yeah, and he's actually worked with one of our dogs were really abused, and he brought her right around, like the healing part, yes, I believe that. Everything. You hit it right on the head. Everything, yes.
He will do well.
Yeah.
And that will kind of define where he's going to go for his career. And no matter what he chooses for career, he's going to succeed. So you don't ever have to worry about him. He's amazingly gifted.
He is.
Okay, they want me to pull up the cards for you because you really like the cards they're saying.
I'm looking at them, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to do a general read, and then we'll ask if there's any specific
Okay.
questions that you have.
Okay.
Because you want to know about the mood for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you've hit everything right on the head. Oh.
Now, the cool things with cards, it's always law of attraction. You
Okay.
can never stop at the wrong spot. Okay. So, and that holiday's been coming up for a while, so we got to talk about that.
Wow.
So, there's a significant birthday coming up. So this card says birthday, okay? And we read it, and it just says there is a significant birthday coming up in about 3, they're saying 3, so 3 months. It sounds like, but they're saying 3. You're a little stressed about what to get this person. It looks like a gift is meaningful. You want to get a meaningful gift. You want to make it special. You want to make it pop and wow, and you're stressing over it already. And it's like a big birthday for this person. It means a lot to this person. And it sounds like this person has an agenda already. It's like kind of what they want to do.
Okay.
It's already set in their head. I want to go do this, and it's kind of different from what you want to do.
Right. Okay.
It almost looks like it's going to be split into 2 parts, where there's the time with you and the time with what that person wants to do for themselves.
Okay.
It will be a good day overall, though. And definitely a relaxing one for you.
Good. Aw.
You also have a gift in the sense that you're very caring, very generous. You have a lot of people around you that look up to you, that you tutor them without meaning to, you guide them without meaning to, and they surround you in the sense that they're your little community. And they're saying, keep doing what you're doing. It works well for you because it gives you a purpose.
Yeah.
And it helps lead you to where you need to go. You want to know more about healings. You want to know more about readings and Reiki, mediumship, all that alternative stuff, because you're just curious. You're not sure if you have the gift.
Yeah.
But you're more curious than anything. And they're saying there's lots of classes out there. Definitely go look into it.
Okay.
And you'll find what you need. And they're saying you may or may not practice because of confidence, but you have a greater understanding which will help you. And they're saying that network looks up to you, but sometimes you also need to go to that network and ask for help.
That's right. That's right.
And they're saying here you have a lot of things that you want to ask for. Okay? There's a lot of things that you're curious about that you haven't been asking. It's almost like you're scared to make a wish for yourself. You're almost scared to ask. It's almost like everyone else. I'm going to make a wish for you, and I'm going to ask for this for you, and I'm going to pray for this for you. And then at the end of the day, you're not asking for yourself, but you want so many things.
Yeah.
So they're saying, you know what? Start asking. It's okay.
Yeah.
And things will start moving faster in your life. It's almost like your life has hit a stagnant wall.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been slow. And
Yeah.
it sounds like things with work and time, and it's like all this stuff. You want different things. You want a different location, a different job, a different car, a different life sometimes. You say all these different things because moving is an excitement. It's something that's been there for a while that you wanted, but you haven't really quite got there. It's been sitting there for a while, and it's almost like you want to change from everything. And you're not sure what you want to do in terms of, part-time employment. You're not quite sure exactly where you want to live. You have ideas. And, they say you want a new car, but it's like, I don't know if I can get one. I don't know. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough money for what I want, and if I can afford this. So they're saying you're kind of blocking a lot of the stuff that you want. So just start asking. Because you're worrying so much, you're actually kind of stopping a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you will get those things, okay? In about 2 years' time, you will be moving. And don't forget, when you do healing, things speed up, okay?
Okay.
It sounds like there's a family member around your area that's kind of holding you back right now where you are. That's kind of one of the reasons why you haven't quite left yet.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it's like a worry about health and making sure they're okay and all that stuff. So that's there. there's also a connection of friends there that you're almost a little afraid to part with, that you have, but at the same time you want to change. So that's what's been holding you back from moving. That's why it hasn't happened like this.
The what ifs. Yeah. Okay.
I'm hearing things will change really fast in your life now. There'll be new people coming into your life. There'll be new, it sounds like romance is changing in your life. It sounds like friends are changing, company, laughter. There's a lot of actually new people coming into your life. So you're gonna have different friends which will be adding, because you've actually felt really alone and secluded where you are right now. Right. So this is important for you because you need to heal. They're saying it's sometimes it stifles you and it hurts you. And you want to be able to learn, grow, and explore, and you feel like you can't do that there. No. And you also feel where you are, you're kind of stuck in a shell of, okay, this is who I need to be, this is who I'm supposed to be, and I can't break out of it. Yeah. So they're saying the change will come when you're ready. You just have to do a major healing right now. The past is the past. It hurts a lot. It comes back a little bit to affect you, they're saying, but it'll get better and it will heal a lot more. Good. And you'll get stronger because of it. It's almost like you've been sick a lot lately because you haven't healed it yet. Yeah. Your children are everything. If you could do it all over again, you'd do it the same way.
I would. Yeah.
This is a big one, so that's why they're pausing. You almost want to wrap your kids up and protect them from the world, protect them from everything. If you could take away all their hurt, all their pain, everything, you would do that. You're terrified of anything happening to them, and that's another reason why you like being in a small town. It's almost like you can control, oh, nothing's going to happen to them. Yeah. I know where they are. Yeah. There's so much fear there. That's what they're going to heal today. It's another reason why you haven't been able to do a lot of things for yourself, because you always have to be there. You have to be home. You have to make sure everyone's okay. You have to make sure everything. So you don't have time for yourself because you're so worried about them.
That's right. I don't. Yeah, you're right.
And that's why at the end of the night, you're ready to go to bed really early.
Yeah.
And then you have those nights where you're up and you're not sleeping because your brain is spinning.
Oh, it's spinning all the time. Oh, I tell you.
And it's because of the children and the worry and making sure everyone's provided for and everything like that. It's the whole household, everything in the household. It's like, got to bubble wrap it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of the big healings they're working on today, okay? Because you want to grow.
I need to expand my wings.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. So this one is also sun, and it's more outlining the fact that there's boys as inner children, and they're rambunctious, and they're fun, they're loud, they get silly, they enjoy life to the fullest. And the cool thing is at the end of the day, they respect you and care about you, and you have your problems, you know, trying to understand each one of them because they're different in personalities, different in ages, different in likes. You're juggling a lot. They're saying you just gotta listen more. You're totally being guided on everything with them. That's why, you know, sometimes you just get information, you're like, oh, okay, I need to go do this with them.
Yeah.
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 You're being guided.
Guided.
Okay, so this card is saying you've been asking for a lot of information. A lot. And you've been wanting a lot of stuff to come to you, as each card has been saying. And the reason they're repeating this is because it's almost like you can't believe that a lot of these things are coming. You can't believe that you're going to have a move, a better house, a newer car, you know, a better relationship. Like they keep saying partner, relationship, romance. It's like there's so many things you want that you haven't quite asked for. So they're saying, you know, 2 years' time, yes, that's still there, but in about 3 months' time, that's when you're going to start noticing a few differences. You're going to look back from now in 3 months and go, oh, I do have a little bit more money. Oh, the bills have gone away.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I can start thinking of that little trip that I've been wanting to
Yeah.
take for so long, because there's a trip that you've been wanting to do forever, and it's just sitting there floating out there waiting for you to take it.
Wow.
And you haven't.
Okay.
So it's there, and the money will start coming towards it. You just got to start believing.
Just start believing and thinking where I'm going on this trip. Okay.
And the spring coming up, it's going to be a lot easier for you. Your health is going to greatly improve you, and that's been a big sore issue for you, is your health. You've almost to the point that you haven't had energy to do a lot of things, and you've been really worried. It's almost like you're like, well, should I go to the doctor again? It's like, should I be asking about this? Is this going to be okay? Because you want to be there for your family. And you just don't have a lot of energy. And so they're saying this spring, you're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to have a lot more intuition, because you're going to be listening, because you are guided. And you're going to have hope for the first time in the longest time. It's almost like you're on autopilot throughout all of this.
Okay.
Kind of just getting through life. It's like, you know, when there's an event and you get excited about it? This spring is going to be like that, where you're going to be excited about things again. And you're going to start doing things for yourself this spring. It's like painting, something creative. You're going to start doing something that you haven't done since you've been an early teenager, they're saying.
Okay.
And that's just you starting to get back into the healthy mode and doing things for yourself. And they're saying you've changed your eating patterns in the last 4 months. You've changed the way you eat, the way the times you eat, how you eat. You've been really kind of obsessing about that. And you've also been bringing meals to someone and helping them out every once in a while, baking goods, things like that. It's a person that you're close to, that you really care about, that you're worried about all the time. It looks a little bit like they have a little bit of mobility issues. And there's a really close connection. You guys sit and you talk, and you can't imagine your life without this person, but at the same time, you don't want to part with them. You're almost scared that, oh, what happens if they get sick this winter? What happens if they don't make it? I don't know what I'm going to do. So this person's really, really important to you.
It's my mom. Yeah.
She's the one that keeps you where you are.
Yeah.
That's why you haven't moved out of there. Remember how they said that back in here? Yeah. So, because she's in your area, like close to it. So, she's going to be okay. She has a lot of pressure on her. It's like she doesn't have a lot of stuff to do, but she has pressure. Like she's putting pressure on herself. I need to be there. I need to be this. I need to be that. And she's giving just like you. You always notice that she's always trying to give you things. It's like, here, have some money. Here, have this, have this, have this. And you do a lot for her.
I do.
All the time.
Yeah.
She appreciates it. She kind of doesn't like the fact that she's a little bit debilitated. Like she can't do everything, and it bothers her greatly. And sometimes she forgets and tries to do things, and she overextends herself and gets herself tired.
Yeah.
And then you go in there and scold her. It's kind of cute.
Yeah. Quit. Yeah.
You guys have a very close relationship that will never end. So always understand that. And she's chosen a guardianship role for you. So when she decides that it's her time, she will be your guardian.
Oh, awesome.
So she'll never leave you. And she'll always talk to you.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yep. And she connects well with one of your sons.
Yep.
And
they're very close. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
She's going to be his too.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very close. Like, Dylan will go to her house after school and check on her, get her mail, take her if she needs groceries. Like, he's so close to her. Yeah. Definitely. You're right.
The reason why they're saying this is not to forecast anything negative, but just to let you know, because you're so worried about her leaving.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrified. They're saying it's going to be okay. Because, you know, one day she will. Okay?
Yeah.
And you know that, and you're terrified of that. So you're literally hanging on to it like a lifeline. And that's why whenever she coughs or something, you're like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? You're just fussing over her. And they're saying, okay, just relax. Enjoy what you have with her without the worry. And know that no matter what happens, she'll be with you. And that's how she's chosen.
Okay. That's good to hear.
And they're
It's
saying about the
holiday.
trip.
I don't know.
Yes. Well, you need to go on one.
I
When
know.
was the last time you've been on one?
I haven't been on one forever, I know, but where am I going? I don't know. Oh, it's hard to believe.
You have a few things that you've talked about over the years.
Right.
You know, a few little places that'd be cool to go to, and they're not necessarily far. There's a lot of just road trips too that you've
Okay.
also talked about. You know, one is like a spa, and the other one is like this. You saw it in someone talked about, or you saw it. It's like this place. It's like outdoors. This place. I just see greenery. But anyways, you're saying I would like to go there, and you've kind of said it and just put it out there and then never really did anything about it.
Yeah.
So they're saying the first few trips you're going to take for yourself is just actually driving to places because that's big for you.
Yep.
You don't really normally say, hey, I'm going to go get in the car and drive 6 hours to go someplace. So they're saying that the first few trips are going to be that. The money's going to be there, the time's going to be there, and the ambition's going to be there.
Awesome.
Now, as for a summer holiday on a beach, I don't see that right now.
No.
I don't.
No,
It
I
doesn't
don't
seem
either.
like you.
No.
It's more of you like to stay close to home.
Yeah.
Because of the mom and the family. And you don't like airplanes, it looks like. You don't like leaving very far. You don't like to be out of the country. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You're not interested in that,
No.
they're saying.
No.
So, and even saying, like, if you went, like, on an airplane, like, 3 provinces away, they're like, no, that's not you. You have to be close. So that's
Yeah.
why they're saying the driving ones.
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions about anything in your life that you want answered?
No. Yeah, just a move. Like I'm hoping.
2
soon.
years.
2 years.
Right now.
Okay, right now.
Don't
Okay.
forget, it can speed up. The reason it's
Right.
2 years, because they said that, you know, the mom energy is holding you where you are, right? And that was what was pulling up in here.
Right.
And then they're also saying that there's this community that you haven't quite figured out
Right.
what to do with.
Right.
And they're saying the healing,
Yeah.
okay? Because you haven't asked for it.
That's right. I haven't.
You kind of put it out there. You're like, oh, I'd like to move. And then you just don't think any further of
Yeah,
it. And then you're
yeah.
like, but I can't because of this, and I don't have this, and I don't have this, and I don't have this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's what they're saying. You got to
Okay.
start asking for it, and it will
Right.
speed up. And then when we do the healing at the end, you'll find you'll speed up a lot.
Okay.
But
Great.
you need to be close driving distance for your mom.
That's right. I need to be in Yorkton. Out there. You're right. You've got that. Oh, you're good.
Do you have another question? It can be anything.
Anything, huh? As long as I can take my dogs with me, I'm fine. There you go. Actually, I'm good.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is slide into a mediumship, and then
Okay.
we'll do your rock.
Okay.
So I kind of like to look around to see what's around you. It's funny because on this shoulder they're just saying spirit. It's nothing really clear right now, so let's
Okay.
just keep looking. Male figure, I see tall. Looks like a little bit of smoke around him. There's a smile, a beautiful smile. He has his arms out because when you were younger, he used to put his arms out to come get you or to hug you, it looks like. Outdoors, a lot outdoors, spent time outdoors. Let's see. Mind you, he's just showing me good times. Let's see. Okay, he died a little bit older, so he's not like a young kid when he died. He's a very close relationship to you. He's showing me that. He looks a lot like you, he says.
Okay. It's probably my dad.
Yeah. He died something in the heart area.
Yeah.
And he was tough, he says. He didn't leave a lot of money though.
No. No.
And he left your mom to pick up a lot of pieces, he says.
Mm-hmm.
And he hurt your mom.
Yeah.
And he's sorry for the way things happened, he says. And he says, if I could do it all over again, I would do it differently.
Mm-hmm.
He says he's left a hole in your heart that nobody else has been able to fill. and he's sorry for that. And he says, you worry a lot because of him. He's hurt you, and he can't take that back, and he's sorry about that. You did everything right. You never did anything wrong, he said. He said, I was to blame. And he's almost shy and awkward about the past the past.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I could have done more. I could have done better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Things could have been a lot different. And he says, I was stubborn.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was. Yeah.
I thought I was doing right. I couldn't see beyond my big head. And he says, I hurt people, just hurt people. But I loved you.
Mm-hmm.
I cared for you. I did the best that I could. He just says it just felt like it was never enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's hours, I see him gone for time periods. I don't know if it's working or not, but it's like being a little kid at the house. It looks like he's gone.
Yeah.
Gone a lot.
Yeah.
So he's remorseful about that, because it's funny, because when they're healed, they look back and they see how they could change things. And he kind of wishes he was home more.
Yeah.
It seemed like your mom was frazzled, and there was a lot of people in the house, he says, and she's just running around, ripping her hair out, stressed out. And he would come home and everyone had to be quiet and proper, well behaved, and it centered around him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he hoarded a lot of things to himself, he says. And it was almost like you guys got scraps, he says, he's meager stuff. And he said, you grew up in a lifestyle that he's not really proud of. He says, if I could go back, I would be more luxurious with you guys, because you deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
He says there was one time you were really young and you wanted shoes. And it was important, a new pair, and it was like your mom had to shift money around or move something to be able to get that for you.
Yeah.
And he's just shaking his head. He's just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's okay.
He said it made you into a good person, though. It made you really value and appreciate life. But it also made you really scared.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like you don't have enough, or you'll never have enough, or you're not worthy of enough. He says money's big for you, and it's almost like you kind of shelter yourself in that little, he's not saying poverty, but it's almost like you're scared to have way more, a lot more. So you kind of keep yourself in that little bubble, and that's the one thing he says he's sorry about. Yeah. Do you have a question for him?
I just want him to know that he died by himself in the nursing home, and we were told too late, and that was his biggest fear, is to die alone. And I kick myself all the time for him to be alone at that time.
It was nighttime, he's showing me. He says at the end he got tired, and it happened suddenly. And there was a gap between when someone noticed, a gap.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have known. And you were there, before, he says, around that time frame. You were there. He's not showing me exactly if it's the same day or the day before, but he says you were there. He says, don't blame yourself. This is a hard one for him, because this is an emotional subject for you.
It's just that he died by himself, and that was his worst fear. That just bothers me.
He said he was at peace, because it happened so fast he wasn't scared.
Yeah.
And he wasn't alone. He said there was your grandma there.
Ah.
Okay.
His mom.
She held his hand and brought him over. He said he wasn't alone. He said it was so peaceful that his breath just stopped.
Wow.
He said there was no way you could have known, because you would have had to sat there all day and all night with him.
Mm-hmm.
And when they found him, he looked peaceful.
Yeah.
So he says, I wasn't scared. It was sudden, just so sudden.
Yeah.
And I wasn't alone. And he keeps repeating that. He's been repeating that since the beginning. I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone.
Because I walk around the house and I say to him, that wasn't right that you died by yourself, because none of us wanted that to happen. He hated being alone, you know?
But he didn't want you to see his corpse.
Yeah.
He didn't want that to be the last memory. He didn't want you to panic and believe that you could have done something different, that you should have done something, that you could have prevented it. And had you noticed it, and he's saying he couldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
That would have been way too much stress.
Yeah.
He chose to go peacefully.
Yeah.
And that's why when they showed you and they talked to you and they said he was peaceful, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, he said it would have been that the last moment his mom came to him and they had a talk.
Oh,
and
nice.
He was at that point going not quite lucid, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like right
yeah.
near the end, he wasn't quite there because he was more on the spirit side. And he said we had lots of long talks, and he says we would go for walks. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
And he said that he's done enough to the family.
Mm-hmm.
That he didn't want to do anymore. And so that's why it was setting. It was almost like he was in the hospital for a while. Things were kind of, petering out, leveling out, and all of a sudden he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It was like no notice in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not like he kept declining. It was just kind of
Yeah.
even out, he said. And it's because he decided, no, this is the best way to go. And he didn't want the family to suffer through that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because he says it would have been shocking.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. He was a handful when he was around. Yes. I looked after him too. Yeah.
Is there any other question you have for him?
I just want to know if he's around me all the time. Does he hear me? He sees everything that's going on? I say, give me a sign. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, so he always sits on this side.
Oh, does he?
That's the side he sits on.
On my right side? Okay.
And he pats your shoulder a lot. It's just more of a comfort thing.
Yeah.
Comfort.
Yeah.
And he says at night it's funny because he'll smooth that side of your hair just like that.
Oh.
So you'll feel the warmth.
Okay.
Okay, so pay attention to that. When you're driving, it's funny because he sits in the back seat. It's almost like he doesn't want to take the front seat.
Really?
Yeah, he sits in the back. So you ever notice you're in the vehicle and you kind of feel like there's somebody there? That's him, but he doesn't sit in the front seat. He's like, that's your mom's seat.
Oh my gosh. Really? Wow.
He says you run around a lot. Just running around. He's trying to slow you down.
Yeah.
He's trying to make you enjoy life and appreciate life. He says you hear him like there'll be like a gruff chuckle. You know, when he was at his happiest, he kind of had that chuckle, and it's very memorable for you. He says every once in a while you've heard it. He says he plays with the lights a few times. He's turned your TV once.
Okay.
He shows up in pictures. There's a streak. If you look at one of your family pictures from Christmas, there's a streak right near the Christmas tree. Okay. He says he likes to play with your mirror on your car. You ever notice it's a little bit off?
Boy, it was off the other day. I don't know how it got that way. Okay.
Yeah, that's him giving you signs that he's there.
Okay.
And you have a picture of him. It's just a picture of him.
Yeah.
And he really likes it, he says.
Yes, I do have the picture of him. This is the one from the nursing home before Christmas they took. And I cut it off the Christmas ball that they put it on. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that him?
He likes it. Yep.
He likes that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he's showing me a little bit younger,
Yeah.
where you remembered him the happiest and the best and the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a guy. Yeah.
He did have a sense of humor, he says.
Yes.
He could crack people up when they needed to be. And near the end, it was the hardest on you out of everybody, he says. The hardest. The only thing he says, he just wishes he could have left you guys more. That's the biggest thing.
I could see him saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Awesome.
So, anything else before?
No.
Okay. So, because of time, we want to definitely move on to the healing part.
Okay.
But I do want to say that, there are a few spirits around you, and the coolest thing around you is there's fairies.
Oh, okay.
They're like this big, okay? And in another episode, we're going to be showing what they look like in a picture.
Okay.
But they hang around you because they're bringing you love and joy, and they want to inspire you to have more happiness in your life. So that's why they're around you.
Yeah.
And there's a little boy spirit that's been around you since you've been a kid.
Really?
Yes, and he's followed you from place to place to place. Let me see if I can remember him. When you were a kid, you used to play with a very simple toy. And it was kind of like your go-to toy. And he would always move it on you. And he said you'd play outside a lot and you would just talk, kind of like your son used to when he was young. That was him that you were talking to.
Wow.
And he's followed you around since then. He was your little childhood friend.
Oh.
You should talk to your mom about it because she will remember you just talking a lot as a kid. And he was real to you. And I don't know if you actually spoke to your parents about it, but they saw you talking all the time. Just talk.
Wow.
He followed you around when you were a teenager and you got hurt and you were kind of scared. You were kind of alone. He was there to give you comfort. At night when the house is quiet, you'll hear a ball going down the hallway. That's him. And he likes to rattle something. There's something in your house that kind of rattles or makes a noise every once in a while. That's him.
Okay.
He's doing that just to bring more fun and light into your life. So, and he brings the smell of cookies with him. So have you noticed that you're walking through your house and all of a sudden you smell cookies and you're like, oh, I want a cookie? That's him.
Got to bake some, right? Yeah. Okay.
So, okay. So the next part we're going to do is a healing.
Okay.
And for you, we're going to do hands-on healing.
Okay.
And the healing with hands-on is the energy will comes through your whole body, lights up different pieces, and I'll walk you through how it goes, okay? And then at the end, I'll get you to quickly describe it. Okay, so just close your eyes. So I'm bringing in the angels because that's how I always do all the healings. And we're going to fill it with love, light. So the angels are going to start at the top of your head. They're taking away your swirling thoughts, a lot of your fears, your anger, your anxiety, a lot of things that's been sitting there for a long time. They're taking all that away so you can have a peace of mind. You can have closure. There's a lot of things you need closure with. You want to know that everything's going to be okay. They're opening up your heart space, filling you with love and light, taking away anxiety. Anxiety's big with you. There's a lot of stress there, a lot of worry again, so they're taking that out. A little bit of lower back pain they're taking out. And sometimes your body just aches, tired, sore, and it's almost arthritic in a point. So they're taking that out, just taking it out. It's a lot of acidic that's in your body. A lot of times your stomach kind of cramps and flip-flops and gets tight, so they're moving that out for you. And you cough. It's like out of the blue, you cough, 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 and then it goes away, and then you cough, cough, cough. It's like a dry cough. So they're clearing that from you. You've lost weight in the last little while, so they're helping your body to metabolize things so you can put on more weight. They're bringing you more peace and calming, relaxation, and just knowing your future is going to be okay. And now they're filling you with warmth, with love, with light, wrapping you in a nice warm blanket, filling you up so that you feel at peace, comforted, that everything's going to be okay. That's a big thing for you. Your future is bright. Same with your children. And now they're just bringing in warmth, and they're just filling your whole body. Okay. How was that?
You could feel the tingling.
Yeah.
The heat.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just like you've got like it's almost like a dizziness, but a tingling, but in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like almost like a vortex of energy going through.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I felt.
And every healing's different.
Yeah.
And you can have a healing tomorrow and it'd be totally different.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is the energy will keep working because the angels will keep working with you. And
like
anytime.
You could feel hot, and it's not the lights.
No, it isn't. Not at all.
No.
It's the warmth.
It's the warmth. Yeah.
And any time that you need help, guidance, or anything, you just ask the angels to come. And angels work on free will, so they can't just intervene unless you ask. So you just ask them to come help.
Yeah.
They're going to work on you for the rest of the day, so you're going to start feeling
good.
better and better as the day goes on.
Good.
More relaxed, more centered, and when you're driving home, you'll be so crystal clear.
And Dad's going to be in the back seat, see?
Yes.
There you go.
For sure. Okay, so we'll quickly do your
Want
rock.
my rock now?
Okay. So you're tied in all many different directions, all over the place. That's why you're energetically tired. So they're actually going to take all the cords off between you and everybody, because you're giving away your energy. They're also going to bring all the puzzle pieces together so that you can have clarity about what you want. It's almost like you're a little lost right now, so they're bringing that in. You also like to spend time outdoors, and that doesn't really happen a whole lot. So they're going to allow you to have that come for you. They're going to bring you clarity and peace and relaxation. So they're repeating that through the whole thing, because that's the main theme here for you. There's going to be money there for your kids to do whatever it is they want in the future when it comes to education. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And you are going to find a job that works for you. It's like kind of sitting there like, what am I going to do? When am I going to do it? What? It's going to come.
Yeah.
It's going to come. It hasn't quite fit yet because you haven't quite found it yet.
Yeah.
And that new car is coming. They're repeating that, but it is coming.
Okay.
It is coming. They want you to put this by your bed so that you have hope of the future. And you can have beautiful dreams, because you seem to wake up a lot and have almost like night terrors, nightmares. They want to bring you some nice dreams, some beautiful dreams, some hope. And they want you to start planning your future and planning those trips, because you've talked for so long about different places you want to go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Take the kids, go. They're saying, again, the romance. Things are going to get better in that area. Things are going to get more solidified, more stronger, healthier. You're going to figure it all out. You're searching for stuff. You're searching for what you want. It's coming. It really is.
Oh, good.
It really is.
Good.
And that's the biggest thing for you right here. A big part of your life that you're looking for. It's going to be there. So yeah, put this by your bed to let you know about that.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, wow. This is great. Great reading.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys got to go to April. She hit everything on the head.
Okay, so we just want to say thank you for tuning in. This is Messages from Above and Beyond. I'm April Fezzik, and this is Lori DeBarca. Oh, did I say it right?
Derboka, that's good.
Yay!
Good enough. Yay.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks
Bye.
for joining us. Bye.
How did your feelings change from when you first sat down to throughout the entire show until the end?
Well, at the beginning, I was nervous. I was unsure of a lot of things. And then as she was going through the cards and everything, she hit everything right. She hit the nail on the head. Everything she said was right on. And now towards the end, she clarified a lot of stuff for me. And I really do believe that people should go get readings done, because it'll answer a lot of questions that you have.
Where do you think she gets her answers from?
I think she gets it from the spirit world. She actually has the gift to do the readings, to see the other side, to, she's got the gift to do it.
Does she know things that you believe there's no way that a normal person would know?
Yeah, definitely, she knows. You don't even have to tell her. She can look at you, she gets into her moment, and like she's seen my dad standing here. Yes, she sees and she hears, definitely.
Was there any moments that made you feel uncomfortable?
No, not at all.
What would you say to somebody who may block this with in their mind by being either closed-minded, orthodox religion, something that would debunk this, or even scientific?
I think what they need to do is to actually put aside their, I wouldn't say beliefs, but they should put aside their thoughts and actually sit down with a psychic, a medium, and they would be surprised at what their reading could be. They have to be open-minded. Open up your mind and let her do her job with you, and then you will see that, you know, this is a true person that can see things and do things for you.
Or do you have any special gifts in that realm?
I wish I did. You know what? I really admire people that have this gift. I wish I have intuition, which I should follow more, but you know what? I wish I had her gift, and I'm happy that she has a gift like that, and I'm happy that mediums and psychics do have that gift to help other people.
Do you feel more people are being more open-minded in this area
I think so, yeah.
in the last few years?
Yeah, yeah. I went to a show when Tanya Thomas was down. Me and my son went, and April was with her. And yes, the place was full, so I do believe that more people are being open-minded about it in a positive way. Yeah.
Have you been to many mediums, psychics?
I've been to a lady in Yorkton that has done readings for years, and then I went to Tanya's show with April, and now I'm here with April, so this will be my third. Yeah.
So you're sort of new to this whole
Well,
experience.
sort of, but not quite. I've got all the books at home I read. I'm a big believer, trust me.
Are you trying to cultivate a gift, a talent?
I would like to. I would like to bring, if I do have that talent, I would like to bring it out and use it, yes.
Do you feel that meeting with people such as this spurs you on
Yeah.
emotionally, physically?
Yep.
Does it pertain to just your life or those around you as well?
It'll pertain to my life and whoever is around me also. Because you can see that my friends, my son is included in this reading, I'm included in this reading, my mother is included in this reading. So anybody that's a part of your life will always be included in a reading. They will always pop up, I find, yeah. The reading was awesome, and I got the answers I needed today, and I would really honestly suggest anybody to come see April, honestly. If you want answers, she'll give them to you. Whether you want to hear it or not, she'll give them to you.